Symbotic earnings, great beat. We've just put the analysis out. It goes premieres in 3 minutes time, just leading you up to the earnings. We're live also for the earnings, so I'm competing against myself, really. I've got a premiere and a live show at the same time. What's all that about? Yeah, there you go. Pretty crazy stuff, right? But we got a great beat here for Symbotic. So I got extra busy, got extra busy, and got it done. So there you go. Look at this. Fantastic. If you just tuned in, please consider subscribing to the channel, and also you might like to tap the like button as well. I would really appreciate that. Get this news out. Symbotic's having an amazing night tonight. Really good. What a great beat. Let me refresh the screen for you and tell you more about it, and let you see the analysis. So you can see, like I said in my analysis, the stock has been going up continually. Let's see if it beats tonight. Did it beat? No, but it improved on its beat expectations. Look at that. If we can see here, it was 6 cents a share, did 5 cents a share, but it's behaving like a beat. It's because this overall is turning upward. So this is very good. Look at it. The stock is massively up. Now, I've got a premiere starting right now explaining this, actually. The fact that I said I've called it a beat, even though technically it's not. If we look at it here, this is it here. The video, the premiere for my analysis, which I've called a beat, comes out now. It's just about to start. So I've just got a Tilray video just gone out as well. Let me bring everybody in here. See who's with me. So I'm calling it a beat, even though it's technically not, because it is in many terms. The estimate was just too high. That can sometimes happen. So if we look over here, I will give you this. You've got time because we've got 25 minutes before the earnings begins, and this is about a 15-minute video. This premiere is about to begin, so I would strongly suggest that you go and check this out before. You might want to invest then. There you go. There is the video. It's about to premiere live right now. Let me pin it to the top. Analysis. Watch now. Whoops, daisy. Now before earnings. Okay, there it is. I'll pin it to the top. You've got time. It's about to go live. Literally any second now, and I've timed it perfectly so you can watch it. It's pretty clever, right? Isn't it? I've timed this so you can watch it before the actual earnings event. You've got 25 minutes. This is the actual event here. They're playing background music right now. See, nothing to watch right now. We've got the stock ready to go. You can see it's up tonight 25%. It's absolutely powering ahead, even though it's not actually let me refresh the screen for you. Even though technically it's not a beat, the investor is looking at it like a beat. I think it's the first time it's ever been cash positive. And I said to you that would be a major catalyst if it did, and it looks like it has become that way. Tomorrow morning, Mobix Labs, of course, world exclusive, meet the CEO. We're going inside a members-only event. You can't afford to miss that. All right, the Symbotic event. Let's see if it's begun yet. Premiere has the premiere started. We've got the polls. There is the premiere. I strongly suggest you go and watch it. You've got 20 minutes to go and come back before the earnings, so you can watch it, come back, and then you know all about the stock before. Look at it. It's rallying up tonight. I said it would if it was went cash positive, it would rally, and there it has. Technically, it's a miss, but it's beaten on the fact that it's cash positive, and that's what people are rallying around for. So there you go. Go and watch that. That's live now. That'll give you a chance to watch that before the actual earnings begins. All right, there you go. I'll give you the link for it once again. Here it is in the chat. I think you've already got it anyway now. There it is. All right. So we're going to stay here on the analysis itself. Sorry, the earnings itself, but we've got plenty of time, 20 minutes. You've got time to go and watch that. Good evening all. Sundays are better. Good evening all. Ernestus, how are you? Hi all. After hours is up. Hello. Hey, are you upper, Stacy? It's raining in Grand Old Michigan. It's a beat. It's not actually a beat, Robin Burrows, at all. It's technically a miss, but it's acting like a beat. Okay, very, very nice indeed. Here goes the analysis. You can watch it from here if you want. Look, I could play it through. There you go. Look at that. Could play it right through here. Symbotic earnings, ticker symbol SYM, coming up tonight after hours. This is the build up to it. And that's my analysis. And I'm really chuffed to see that it did what we said. If it went cash positive, it wouldn't matter, and that's exactly what it did do. So go and watch that if you want to. That's just a few minutes before the earnings calls start, so you can get both done. Look at it rally 27%. It already did 3.6 today, so we're 30% today. Bloody hell, fantastic, absolutely great. Like 21 years of the S&P in 5 minutes. Not bad at all, right? Okay, very, very good indeed. So congratulations, everyone that caught this one. I'm loving it. Right, as we prepare, let me just go through my portfolio and just see where we are. We're up 0.66 today. Again, nice beat again today, up $665. Very, very nice indeed. Let's have a look at the economic calendar. Tomorrow, we've got building permits, not much to go on. Wednesday is inflation day. That's important. The greed index today is neutral. All waiting for Wednesday, of course, with the earnings of Nvidia. So not much to talk about there. So we got that to go. Stock news. Mr. Mankey sent in some information. Market beat. What's all this about? Tilray. I've just put analysis out for Tilray. I'll try and check that out. Congratulations to, where was it? What was I just looking at? Welcome, or was it Welcome? Where did I just see that? Links for YouTube. Where was I? I was in there. No, stock news, wasn't it? Yes. Rick McGrath, congratulations. SYM, $175. Congratulations. What a great profit you've just made. I'm loving it. Congratulations to you. Fan-flipping-tastic. Everybody on Extra, are you ready? Are you ready to rumble? We're about to start a great earnings. Look at it. It just keeps on going and going and going. Very exciting. Thanks for the shirt. Lovely design. Brian Bynum. Let's have a look. 38,394. Let's see where we are. Going for all our positions, making sure we're all ready. Yes, we are. That's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking good. All right. A good earnings. A good earnings tonight. Just checking all the social media. Now, if some of you, in fact, have I got chance to make this video? I have actually. SYM analysis, Tesla analysis. I've done that. Socials. Okay. Right. Let me just do this. This is fantastic. In fact, no, I won't make a video on it. I won't make a video on this. I've changed my mind. If you are a bit tired, as some people are, of X, some people have left X because of Elon Musk's connection to Trump. A lot of people now are regarding it as the Trump channel. Some people don't like it. So there's an alternative. It's exactly like Twitter. It's called Blue Sky. 1 million people a day are subscribing to it. So I joined it, and I've got my own name already on there, just to give both sides of the argument. So I'm in both places. So I'll share with you this here. Here is me on X. I think it's a really bad move for Elon Musk, actually, going one side of the argument. Anyway, here I am on X. You've all got my X account, right? Okay. I think everyone's following me on X. But I've also got now Blue Sky. This is exactly like X, exactly the same. I've got 3 followers. If you'd like to be my first followers on Blue Sky, this is exactly the same as X, except it's not. I guess it's not pro-Trump. I suppose. I don't really know, but it's for those that didn't like the way X was going, so I've joined both, so I have a say on both. So there you go. There's Blue Sky. If you want to follow me on there, you can. So you just get a different idea. And as a journalist and a broadcaster, I want to hear what both sides of the argument are saying. So I like to be in both places at the same time. So I started my account there. So if you want to, if that's what interests you, then you can. I'm there. Anyway, earnings is just a few minutes to go. We are getting ready. And who will be my first 10 followers? I've just started with a couple of test accounts. So you could be my first followers on Blue Sky. Let's see if anyone follows me there tonight. All right. Okie dokie. Let's have a look. It's important to know what everyone is saying everywhere, not just the things that you want to know. That makes sense? Makes sense to me anyway. Okay. The analysis premiere is playing of Symbotic. It's a beat tonight. It's acted like a beat because it's gone cash positive. There is the analysis running right there. You've still got time to catch the end of this premiere, learn about the stock before we go into it, before we go into the earnings. We've got 15 minutes to go, so you can certainly do that. That was my... Got some analysis here. What was this? Is this Symbotic? Yes. Symbotic has outperformed the S&P over the last 2 years. I prepared this earlier. Didn't do it in the analysis, but $10,000 put in Symbotic and the S&P in 22. You 3x'd compared to $2,000 profit. You 3x'd in Symbotic. It's had a massive rally recently. So as you can see, the Symbotic is the green line. The S&P is the blue line. So you can see how it's outperformed, but that's only over the last 2 years, remember. So it's always worth mentioning that. The numbers, you can see it's a 0.01 cent miss. So it's actually a miss, but people are looking at it like a bit of a win, to be honest. And I said it would if it became cash positive, which it does look like it has. Now, this was our poll earlier. I'll show you our poll as well, the Symbotic poll. You said it would miss, and you were right. But you can see it was a very divided, beat, miss, undecided, very mixed bag. It wasn't a massive, like 37 votes now. Look, beat. Look, 51% of you saying beat. Now it's changed since the analysis came out. Because I made it during a live stream about an hour ago, so people have been voting. So technically, it's actually a miss, but it's actually a beat in sentiment. So you're right and wrong all at the same time. So that's interesting how you've come to that conclusion. Very nice indeed. Anyway, Symbotic, this is the chart. You can see it's up over 30% today if you include the after hours. There's the event. We're waiting for it to start. Big event tomorrow, of course, our Mobix Labs special members only event. Very excited about that. Should be a very, very big day. Really, really good. You can get access to that if you're a member for a couple of bucks. Inside, we're going inside with the CEO. So let's go. Let me give you the membership link if you want to catch that tomorrow. Okay. Let's read all the comments. Hey all, good evening. Okay. We've got just 14 minutes to go before the call begins. As you can see, it's still rallying. If you're new here, please click subscribe and ring the bell. Tap the like button. That would share this out. Some good news tonight. Very interesting stock, this one. It's behaving quite positive in the after hours. No doubt about that. Very, very interesting. All right, we're just waiting now. It's a very quiet one. Not many people are paying any attention to this stock, and they're missing out. We've got 12 likes. That's all we've got. 36 people. It's a very, very quiet event. It was requested by one of our members. I knew it wasn't going to be a big event, but boy, is it one that everybody missed. Anyway, so thank you for our member who requested this. Really, really great. Yeah, very, very quiet. Hardly anyone's paying attention to this tonight. Only a handful of people watching the analysis as well. But there you go. Looking forward to hearing from the management team. Still rallying, 26, 27, like 31, 32% now today. No one's paying attention to this stock. Wow. Just remind ourselves, though, it's very important to do that. If we look up, it's only going back where it was. So it's very, very important. If we look back over the year to date, it's still down. It's only going back to where it was. So just got to remember that. If we go back there, look, it's a very volatile stock. It could all sell off again in a minute. That's what this stock does. Maybe that's what's happening right now. We're just tripping off the top. Look, we're about to take a bloody great dive. Well, we could do. This would be the time to do it just before the earnings, but and then buy back if it's something positive to say. Obviously, we know about the numbers now, but we're now looking at the guidance, where they go and how they take the conference call and all the rest of it. So let's see. Thank you, O2 Pace Car. Just subscribe. Welcome to you. 2,300 shares and former employee. Well, if you become a member of the show, I would love to do an interview with you and have you call in. It's only a couple of bucks to be a member, but we have a strict policy of being members. It's why we have 98% of our live viewers are members. We have the highest engagement rate of any channel in the world. Very proud of that. So if you'd like to become a member, there's many, many perks you get to being a member of the channel, and we'd love to have you on the show. You can call in anytime, share news, tell us all about the company, and it'd be great. Absolutely great. Do I hear insider trading? Ha ha. Do I hear insider trading? We've got an employee working here. I have no idea. Sundays are better. You can come to your own conclusions. Anyway, here we go. Stock is still going up. Look at this. Keeps on going. Very, very nice indeed. I'm loving it. Okay, we have got just 10 minutes to go. We're listening in. Expect the earnings to be a couple of minutes late. That's quite typical. I just put out a premiere, which is playing right now, for the analysis of the stock. Just a few people are watching it. Not a lot of attention on this stock at the moment, but handful of people are watching it. So go and check that out. Right. We're just getting prepared now. Exciting couple of days lined up for the show. I'm very excited. Looking forward to Mobix tomorrow. Exclusive event, world exclusive. Plus, we've got on top of that, we've also got NVIDIA earnings, which will be our biggest event ever. Expecting 40,000 to join me live. So it's very, very exciting. It's brilliant. Excellent. Right, we're just waiting for a few moments for the call to begin. Just taking our time. Waiting for the call. We've got 8 minutes to go. All the premieres are out. Symbotic is playing right now. Oh, and it's just finished. There you go. Hope some of you had the chance to see that. That's now finished. If you've not had chance to watch it, if you go on the homepage of the channel, I've just posted a couple of videos you may have missed. Let me share with you what you may have missed. This is what you could have won, said Jim Bowen. If you go to the homepage of the channel and you click videos, we have Symbotic beat. I've called it beat. Technically, it's a miss, but it's behaved like a beat because in the video I explained it's a beat if they become cash positive. That's what it's about. So there you go. There's the analysis just gone out. Tilray Brands. Just some moments ago, I did Tilray Brands analysis for you and some news. Let's go inside. Tomorrow, we're talking to the CEO, a world exclusive event tomorrow, live on the show, live trading of Mobix. World War III, I explained why we're not going to have World War III and my experience of traveling around 195 countries of the world. Our Discord pump at the moment, we've got a big thing going on. Discord pump, I hope you'll take part in that. NVIDIA news, the Black Friday deals. We've got some free trials, big discounts, lifetime discounts to our Seeking Alpha and our Alpha spread. Here is the link. If you're watching in the USA and you want free stocks, we're giving 5 free stocks away on Robinhood at the moment. And there's our Robinhood UK. We have Robinhood UK as well. You can get free stocks on either of those. We're giving away 5 free stocks. Okay, very, very exciting. Okay, we're just moments away now before the call begins. So let me bring you back to the stock. You can just see it slowing down a little bit now, but it's nevertheless still going up. And an amazing day, as you can see. Right, we've got 6 minutes to go. Let's see. Well, we don't need to look at this anymore because we know it's a miss. This was our poll earlier today. I had only 37 votes. Not a lot of people are talking about Symbotic, and it was a miss. And then you said beat because you were very positive about the analysis, and ultimately 38 votes. You were wrong. It didn't beat, but it did. It acted like it did because of going cash positive. So there's a lot to learn from that poll tonight. Let me just scroll back out of there. We've got Tilray just been done. Tilray stocks is at the end of Tilray. We've got 39% nope, it's done for. Nope, it's done for. 39% do not like this now anymore. We've got World War III. I asked you if we would start World War III, and I explained we won't, and you agreed with me, 58%, saying, no, I don't see it happening, 111 votes. We've also got huge week ahead, biggest poll ever, NVIDIA. Will it be a earning? Will it be a beat? Well, you were over 80% positive it would beat, and then I did the analysis about the news, and that's been coming down. It's now down to 78. It's not that people have gone to a miss, they've gone to undecided. So that's still very bullish. The stock is going to do well. But nevertheless, we've started to see that trim off. Now, if you'd like to vote in our polls, we use these as guides to what people feel about the stock, and they're extremely accurate. There is the community tab. It's not manipulated and spoiled and ruined by idiots in Reddit. It's not spoiled by those idiots who use stock twits and try to, just spread false news to short stocks. It's not done on YouTube so people can sell videos and stuff like that. As I've explained before, I do not regard myself as a YouTuber at all. My whole premise is very different. I'm the world piano man who broadcasts on YouTube TV, and this is my medium, but my media rather. And so there's no manipulation here. This is what people actually think about the stock. And it's a very useful tool. We call it the Lucas Archie after the Fibonacci, but better. We like it. All right, then. So we are 3 minutes to go. Very, very quiet earnings call. Knew it'd be quiet. Not a lot of people are paying much attention to this stock. It's not a small company either. It's look, it's 3 billion market cap. It's not a small company where you could have a lot of manipulation, particularly from retail investors, put it that way. But anyway, it is up to date, but not a lot of people are paying much attention to this stock right now. There you go. Right. 3 minutes to go. We are set. We are ready. Another reason why we're quiet this afternoon is got 116 people right now watching the Tilray analysis news. We've also got people still watching the preparation for Symbotics in the previous stream. A lot of people watching the NVIDIA news from earlier, and that's still very popular. 4,500 views, a lot of those in the last few hours. Yeah, so there's a lot going on at the moment on my channel. So 2.5 minutes to go. Bugatti Juice, are you paying attention to BKKT? DJT is acquiring this crypto holding company. Am I paying attention to it? No, I'm not. If you became a member of the channel, I could cover it, make videos on it, and we can rank #1 for most of the stocks that we cover. Maybe you should. DJT stock to $100. No, that's silly. It's a holding company. It holds no value. It's a gamble stock. It's a popularity stock. It has no stock. It doesn't do anything. It's a holding company, purely cash with the promise of buying something in the future. Right now, it does neither. It's just a pile of cash, Donald Trump's cash, actually, that you're basically trading. That's essentially what it is. So be very, very careful. You don't actually own anything. You own a pile of cash doing nothing. So I would not be buying DJT. But even if you told me it was going to go to $1 million, it makes no sense. You're just making up numbers. So I would be very, very careful if you're going to do that. Anyway, the golden pocket makes no sense. The phrases that you're using are just gamble phrases from YouTubers made up. They serve no purpose. I take care of my money, and I started with $5,000, and that's why I'm at 127,000 right now. Real money. I never lose money. I don't lose on trades. So I won't be taking your advice in all these golden pockets and all the rest of it. And I strongly suggest nobody else does either. Right, we are 30 seconds to go before the earnings. This is the earnings call. They're playing this music here. There you go. Background music. Nothing to show you at the moment. It more than likely will be a couple of minutes late. That's typical. O2 pace car, when built out, a Symbotic system can intake a pallet from a manufacturer, break the pallet apart, randomize the contents throughout the shelving structure. O2 space car, become a member of our channel, then you can call in and tell me all about it. With the greatest respect, we don't know who you are. We get bots and scammers and trolls. We get people like Bugatti Juice saying you should all buy a stock. It's going to go to gazillion dollars and golden pockets and stuff like that with a completely pointless stock. Become part of it. Anyway, let's get ready. Okay, we're still playing background music. The call is about to begin. As soon as it does, of course, I will mute myself. Wow, perfect timing.
Quarter and fiscal
Spot on time.
2024
Respect
financial
to
results
Symbotic.
conference call.
That never
At
happens.
this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. After the speaker presentation, there will be a question and answer session. To ask a question during the session, you will need to press *11 on your telephone. To remove yourself from the queue, press *11 again. I would now like to hand the call over to Charlie Anderson, VP Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Hello. Welcome to Symbotic's fourth quarter 2024 financial results webcast. I'm Charlie Anderson, Symbotic's VP of Investor Relations. Some of the statements that we make today regarding our business operations and financial performance may be considered forward-looking. Such statements are based on current expectations and assumptions that are subject to a number of risks and uncertainties. Actual results could differ materially. Please refer to our Form 10-K, including the risk factors. We undertake no obligation to update any forward-looking statement. In addition, during this call, we will present both GAAP and non-GAAP financial measures. A reconciliation of GAAP to non-GAAP measures is included in today's press release.
Pacecar, stand to the end. I will give you all your perks at the end of our show.
Website.
Thank you very much. In the meantime, sign up for Discord. I'll explain later.
We are joined by Rick Cohen, Symbotic's founder, chairman, and chief executive officer, and Carol Hibbard, Symbotic's chief financial officer. These executives will discuss our fourth quarter and full year fiscal 2024 results and our outlook, followed by Q&A. With that, I'll turn it over to Rick to begin. Rick?
Thank you, Charlie. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us to review our most recent results. We had a strong finish to the year, delivering on our commitment to quickly return to high growth and historical gross margin levels. This was highlighted by completing a record number of system deployments in the fourth quarter, reflecting solid project execution. System starts also reaccelerated to a record level. For the full year, we grew revenue 55%, more than doubled the number of sites in operation, and more than doubled our software revenue, reflecting our ability to convert our backlog and scale. Importantly, we expect to maintain a high rate of year-over-year revenue growth while continuing to stabilize our gross margin in our first quarter. Carol will expand on this in the guidance. On the customer front, we recently announced a new customer, Walmex. By expanding into a new geography, Mexico, we are now officially executing on all 5 of the growth vectors laid out at our Investor Day in May, namely customer penetration and expansion, new verticals, new products, and now new geographies. Working with Walmex drives home the point that our solution can deliver significant ROI for customers in new geographies and further expands our addressable market. We believe customers in these geographies see the value of our palletizing and transportation savings on top of labor savings. The bottom line is that the number of opportunities we see for our technology portfolio continues to expand, and I'm excited by what that means in both the short and long term for my fellow shareholders. Turning to Greenbox, I'm pleased to report Greenbox continues to make progress building out its team, customer pipeline, and site network. This quarter, we began deployment on a second Greenbox location, this time in the state of Georgia. On the innovation front, we highlighted last quarter that we added vision capabilities to Symbots at customer sites. Among other features, vision gives our customers the ability to perform teleops, which enables remote bot control for enhanced productivity. We have now successfully demonstrated this capability at multiple sites and view it as a key differentiator. Last, we're making targeted investments in both people and products, given the expanding opportunities we see in both new products and new geographies to augment our growth. In summary, this quarter, we delivered on our commitment to quickly return to higher system gross margin, strong top-line growth, and reaccelerate system starts. Our key objectives for 2025 are scaling for growth and investing in our innovation engine, all while maintaining a focus on delivering high-quality systems for our customers. By doing so, we look forward to another year of strong top-line growth, a significant rise in completed sites as our deployment process improves, and expanding profitability. I want to thank our entire team for their efforts, our customers for their trust, and our investors for their support.
Everybody,
now, Carol will discuss our financial results and outlook.
The channel, get well, Elba. Everybody, span the channel, get well, Elba.
I wanted to address the restatements to our quarterly financial statements included in the earnings press release. As we were reviewing our business processes and preparing our full year financial statements, we identified occurrences during fiscal year 2024 where goods and services, primarily relating to specific milestone achievements, were expensed prior to the time that the corresponding milestones were achieved. The net result is essentially timing differences between the quarters within fiscal 2024 and has no impact on our full year results since the appropriate expenses were properly recorded in the fourth quarter. Our earnings press release describes the restatements in greater detail, and we have also posted a supplemental presentation with the variances to our investor relations website, which is also included as an exhibit to the 8K we filed today. As a result of the restatement of the financial results for the previously reported quarters, we'll be filing amended Form 10-Qs for fiscal year 2024 to reflect the amounts that are included in the earnings press release. We also plan to timely file our 10-K next week. With that, let me turn to our financial results.
Pace card,
Fourth
give
quarter
me your
revenue
Discord
grew to
username, please.
$577 million, with strong revenue growth driven by solid progress across our 44 systems in the process of deployment. Our exceptionally strong fourth quarter results reflect a favorable alignment of Symbotic vendor and customer collaboration and help contribute to $1.8 billion of full-year revenue. This quarter, we also recorded our first quarter of net income as a public company. We also delivered on our commitment to increase system starts sequentially. We began 9 new system deployments and completed 4 systems, bringing us up to a total of 25 operational systems. Turning to backlog, our backlog of committed contracted orders of $22.4 billion remained largely consistent with last quarter, as the revenue recognized during the quarter was partially offset by final pricing on contracts already in the backlog. I will note that Walmex was signed after the quarter end and will be additive to the backlog next quarter. As mentioned earlier, system margins rebounded strongly, returning to historical levels. Gross margin on software maintenance and support eclipsed 50% for the quarter, trending toward typical industry software margins as more systems go operational. In operations services, we did experience a slight negative gross margin as we added resources at certain sites where we have large projects and are adding new capabilities. We do expect to improve upon this performance and return to modest profitability in operations services as we move through the fiscal year. We finished the year with cash and equivalents of $727 million, which declined sequentially from $870 million in the third quarter. This was driven primarily by the timing of cash receipts that we have since received in the first week of October. For the first quarter of fiscal 2025, we expect revenue of $495 million to $515 million and adjusted EBITDA between $27 million and $31 million, reflecting continued strong year-over-year growth, stable gross margins, and an uptick in OpEx due to investments Rick alluded to. In short, we are making the improvements outlined this quarter and expect to realize strong EBITDA margin expansion as we scale. We now welcome your questions. Operator, please begin the Q&A.
Thank you. As a reminder, to ask a question, you will need to press star 11 on your telephone. To remove yourself from the queue, you may press star 11 again. Please stand by while we compile the Q&A roster. Our first question comes from the line of Andy Kaplowitz of Citibank. Your question, please, Andy.
Hi, hello. This is Natalia Bach on behalf of Andy Kaplowitz from Citigroup.
Hello.
The first question I'd like to ask is the margins. Hello. The first question I'd like to ask is the margins of the quarter were better than you had guided, and for the first quarter, you're calling for stable gross margins with EBITDA margins sequentially lower. Can you help us bridge what is pressuring the margin in the quarter? And as you think about the remainder of the year, would you say that 1Q could be the lowest margin quarter and that margins could inflect sequentially over the course of the year?
All right. Good evening, and thanks for the question. So our gross margin this quarter hit 19.6%, which was a rebound back to historical levels. So we quickly returned to those historical gross margins. If you remember, our 3Q margin was depressed due to the elongated construction schedules and the implementation of several improvements that we had put in place. And we didn't see that same occurrence in 4Q. As we think through our 1Q 25 guide, it really reflects a continuation and a period of transition to higher gross margins as we focus on achieving several significant milestones across some of our larger systems. We continue to prioritize quality deployments, and then we're going to still be on a trajectory to continue to improve schedule and improve cost and expand those gross margins throughout the year.
Okay, helpful. And then if I could just ask one more question. I think you've spoken about increasing sales penetration in Europe. Can you briefly touch on any updates that you have in that region? And then this quarter, you announced an agreement in Mexico. Would you say that relatively lower cost geographies could potentially be either Symbotic or Greenbox's customers, or was it more of a one-time opportunity with Walmex, given your relationship with Walmart?
Yeah, so we have nothing new to report on Europe. We continue to have discussions, but nothing new to report there. On Mexico and new geographies, certainly it speaks highly of the relationship that we have with Walmart and the fact that they're happy with us. But in working with Walmart on understanding these new geographies, I think we're appreciating some of the value creation opportunities that we're creating in other markets other than just the U.S., where supply chains are different, transportation is different, wage rates are different, but there are other things that we add value to. So I don't think Mexico is a one-off. I don't think the South America, Central America are one-offs, but right now we have our first customer and we're very excited.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Pace Car, if you give me your Discord username in the chat on YouTube, I can upgrade your account once I know who you are.
Of Needham & Company. Please go ahead, Jim.
Hi, thank you. I was wondering if we could just go back to the quarter and the revenue coming in above guidance. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what drove that. And the follow-up on that is, we don't obviously have a lot of history with the company, but I don't recall many instances where we've seen sequentially down revenues. So maybe if you could just help us understand what drove the Q4 revenue performance and what's baked into the Q1 guidance. Thank you.
Yeah, so good evening, Jim. So our 4Q24 operational performance resulted in the $577 million of revenue. This was a really strong quarter driven by several factors. So we talked about significant progress being made on our 44 systems that are in deployment. We completed 4 systems, which was a record, and we started 9 systems, which was also a record for Symbotic. And the schedule delays that we had in the third quarter that we talked about, those elongated construction delays, they corrected faster than we had planned, which allowed us to complete additional milestones this quarter. And so as we think through the strong quarter, our fourth quarter tends to be very strong. We pull in, tends to be similar to fourth quarter last year. Our year end, we come in at a strong level. Our 1Q guide still reflects continued strong growth. We're guiding to 40% year over year as we head into the first quarter.
Got it. And Rick, you alluded to some vision technology that you're adding. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about the technology acquisition you made of Veo Robotics, what it brings to you, and just in general how you're viewing the M&A environment, if we could potentially see additional technology type acquisitions.
Yeah. So Veo is a very unique company that has some really valuable IP on safety and access, which is very important because our robots move very quickly. And so the opportunity at Veo was really unique, and we jumped on it right away, hired the whole company. They're working here now, great people. So I think we are going to find, even in the last quarter, we have a lot more inbound. We're very focused on being a good acquirer and building good relationships with these companies that we're acquiring. The vision technology that we're employing allows for safety and a bunch of other things to be used in applications that typically aren't used in mobile robotics. So we think there's lots of opportunities, and we continue to get inbound for new technologies.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Ross Sparenblek of William Blair. Please go ahead, Ross.
Hey, good evening, guys.
Hi, Ross.
Hey, the Greenbox Georgia announcement, maybe I missed it. Was that with CNS Wholesalers or is that a new customer?
No, the green box
talking about
is our first green box facility that we're building, and we're developing a market now to get customers in there. So we're building this without an anchor customer right now, but it'll take about 2 years before, or 18 months before the building actually come live. And so we're very actively recruiting customers, and we're very focused on a multi-tenant solution, which is where we think Greenbox really offers a lot of opportunity. And we've had a number of inbounds from both small and large CPG companies and other e-commerce companies. And so now that we have a building, we're very excited that we hopefully will be closing some deals on some customers in the next year or so. But it'll take a while before the building's actually ready for deployment.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's helpful. I mean, how should we think about the financing of that? Is it a CapEx or OpEx decision with you and SoftBank? And this is all to ask, I mean, CapEx is starting to tick up a little bit. Is this related to Greenbox, or is it just more capacity expansion as you guys look to kind of double your ability to deliver in the next couple of years?
Yeah, it's both. I mean, there will be CapEx that will be spent on the getting the infrastructure and the Atlanta facility ready, and we're also continuing to invest in new R&D here at Symbotic.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Mark Delaney of Goldman Sachs. Your line is open, Mark.
Hey, thanks for
Pace
taking
car,
our question.
that's
You have Will on for Mark Delaney. And so for my first question, in fiscal
not showing
Q4,
up.
you guys
There's
have been
another one on
targeting
there.
1 to 2 new
That's
customers
showing
per
up.
year. Is that still the
So
right framework
I'm
to
confused
think
which
about for
one you
fiscal
want.
25? And just kind of on that, when you think about your go-to-market strategy and expanding it to some of these new verticals and geographies, do you need to expand your sales force as well?
Go ahead, Kim.
I'll start, and then Rick, you can talk to what we need to do to potentially expand our sales force. So if I think about 1 to 2 customers per year, for 2024, our new customer was Southern Glazers. We accomplished that in the first quarter of the year. It seems like forever ago. And as we look forward to 2025, as we announced a few weeks ago, Walmex will be our first new customer in 2025. That will bring our customer set to 10. So I think we're still on that trajectory of 1 to 2 new customers per year. We always want to make sure we're prioritizing the build-out of our $22 billion backlog with our existing customers and make sure that we're deploying and executing to the systems we have in our backlog as we create capacity going forward to identify additional new customers. And Rick, if you have anything.
And we also made the decision this year that we will be expanding our sales force, and we're in the process of designing what that sales force would look like and how big it'll be. But we will be expanding our sales force.
Okay, thank you for the color there. And just for my follow-up, on the Walmex deal, I believe you said it was 2 new systems. Pardon me if I missed it, but how much did that add to the backlog? And then on the pricing side, do those sites have preferential pricing similar to Walmart given the relationship there? Or is it similar, or is it closer to Southern Glazers? Thank you.
So Walmart Mexico will add about $400 million to the backlog, and again, we'll do that in first quarter. So that's for 2 sites. So the two first sites that we have in Mexico are much larger than what we have seen in what we've deployed so far, and they're also greenfield sites. And so the timeline in terms of when you actually see revenue contributing for Symbotic will be a little bit different time frame. But the sites are large. We're excited that they are greenfield because it also shows that we have the capability to not only do a brownfield site, but it is a greenfield. Walmart Mexico is not part of the existing contract geometry. And so that's why it's a new customer and a new opportunity for us going forward. We believe that Walmart has clear ambitions to deploy further than the 2, but we're excited to get started on the first 2.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Ken Newman of KeyBanc Capital Markets. Your question, please, Ken.
Hey, thanks. Good evening, guys.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, maybe just to start on the OpEx side. Carol, I'm sorry if I missed it, but can you just give a little bit more color in sizing the OpEx increases in 1Q, just relative to the tech innovations versus maybe some of the EPC insourcing initiatives you highlighted last quarter? Just to clarify, is the insourcing done, or just how far are we into it before that's all settled?
Yeah, so I'll start on the EPC. So EPC is you're not going to see increases in our OpEx, because that actually flows through our cost of goods sold. So by bringing in the EPC, that is contractual, that is part of our build out of our system. So that's not what you're seeing going in terms of the OpEx. Just to pull on that thread a little bit, as a reminder, we will have a phased transition for bringing the EPC back in-house. And so we continue to phase out our prior, and Symbotic is taking over incrementally several sites. We've begun the resourcing and hiring associated with the sites that we are taking over. So that work is going well, and we will continue to identify both schedule and cost improvements associated with bringing that in-house. From the OpEx perspective, what you're seeing tick up in 1Q25 is primarily around R&D and then additional SG&A as we continue to scale. And Rick highlighted a couple things in the overall script just related to we're going to continue to focus on bringing innovation, and that's really what you're seeing in our tick up in OpEx in 1Q.
Okay, that's helpful. And maybe just thinking about the gross margin line, obviously I think you're highlighting expectations for that to be stable 4Q to 1Q. I know steel prices have been a larger portion of your cost, and we've seen that rebound here since the end of September. Obviously, there's some debate on just how much higher that could go, just given the tariff situation. Just curious, what are you embedding from a nominal gross margin impact from higher steel costs in 1Q, and any early thoughts you have on what margins could be how they could be impacted from tariffs?
So the majority of our contracts on steel have pass-through clauses. And so what we've focused on is making sure that we're identifying a short order turn once we're on contract, going and turning on our steel contracts so that we don't have any pricing issues. So we're maximizing that pricing power and taking advantage of the fact that we've got pass-through clauses in our contracts, and that will continue. So that will give us protection around steel in the event that there are tariffs and higher prices we need to go worry about.
So just to clarify, though, gross profit dollars are protected, correct? But nominally margins could be impacted. Is that the right way to think about it?
Correct. Yeah, correct. Think about it that way. Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Damian Karas of UBS. Your question, please, Damian.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
So obviously, it seems like a fair amount has changed since you guys reported, some 3.5 months ago or so, last time around. There's been the removal of some uncertainties out there for investors, and the market and the economy, just thinking about kind of some of the uncertainty around the U.S. election. And obviously, kind of we're moving forward in this Fed, rate cutting cycle. Just curious if that's, changed or helped advance any of your, conversations with customers at all, or not really just yet, and it's kind of still slow and steady on thinking about some of the expansion opportunities with newer customers.
Yeah, I think we always look at the macro economic trends, and I'd fall back on one of the advantages or several of the advantages of our system revolve around the benefits in terms and the return that for a customer in going ahead and making the CapEx commitment, the returns around labor, the returns around availability of resources, inventory reduction, all of that will continue as we go into any macro uncertainty in the environment.
Okay, understood. And then a follow-up question on Walmex. So beyond the 2 DCs, that you spoke to, what's a good way to think about, the potential timing of, winning further opportunities with Walmex beyond those two sites and how that, potentially plays out over time?
So how we're thinking about Walmex, we're excited to start with that customer, and we're going to focus on the 2 deployments that we have in front of us. There is an opportunity. There are several thousand stores across Mexico for Walmart, so we do believe there's expanding opportunities there. But first and foremost, we have to perform on the existing sites that we've just contracted for, and that's what's going to be our focus.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Matt Somerville of D.A. Davidson. Please go ahead, Matt.
Thanks. Carol, in your prepared remarks, you mentioned 44 systems ongoing, a record 4 completed, a record 9 started. How should we think about those metrics, those KPIs, if you will, how they move over the course of 25? I mean, the jump from 39, as an example, to 44 ongoing deployments, I think that's the biggest jump or equal to the biggest jump, obviously off of a larger jumping off point. But just help me understand how I should think about those 3 KPIs evolving over the course of the year, and then I have a follow-up.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. So certainly the jump from 39 to 44 in deployment is our biggest one we've seen, and that is driven by the fact that this quarter we started 9 new projects, which is a record for us. And I think we've talked about before that we're not going to see a level of 9 every single quarter. The considerations around starting a project are a collaboration between ourselves and our customers. We've got to be ready to start as well as they have to be ready to start. I think what we saw this quarter is the 4 completes. So that's also the highest number we've seen. We've been ticking up from 2 per quarter to 3 per quarter, and now we hit 4. I think you're going to see that continue in that neighborhood of 4. And then we've got a lot in progress, and the more we focus on making sure we're adhering to schedule, I think you're going to see that consistent throughout the year. We don't guide on number of new starts, which I think we've talked about before. 9 is an unusual amount for the quarter. A lot of things pulled together for us to be able to start 9, the confidence from our customer, as well as we were ready to start. So I think if you think about 2025 from an annual perspective, you'll see additional starts than what we had in 2024, but it's certainly not going to be 9 every quarter.
Got it. Appreciate that. And then maybe just a little color on, Rick, you'd mentioned the remote bot capability as part of your prepared remarks. Can you help me understand how that drives?
Send me a friend request.
I
will accept it.
Or more
Thank
transactions per hour, whatever the right metric is. And then can you also comment on where you're at with your non-ambient system development? Thank you.
Yeah, so the vision really helps us with the reliability of the robots. So the packaging that we deal with, one of the reasons that what we do is difficult is lids pop open, there's dust, bottles leak. And so in the past, when we started on this journey, our robots had sensors, but essentially they were blind. So now what's happening is that the robot actually sees where there's a problem, can communicate with the operator. And so there's a process of machine learning where we actually teach the robot how to handle these situations. And we can actually run these robots now remotely from anywhere in the world. And so that has made the systems more reliable, and it's given the customers a lot more confidence on our ability to scale and to do bigger systems. So that's the real value of vision. And the vision is complicated because these are not controlled environments. It's not like a fab plant. I mean, the humidity changes, there's dust, there's different products, they leak. So the ability to see and to use the vision and to teach the bot how to do better is very, very important to us. And it's been a long journey, but we made huge progress there. As far as non-ambient work, we continue to get discussions with our customers. We're continuing to work on that as part of our R&D backlog, but nothing new to report on that at this time.
Got it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Derek Soderberg of Cantor Fitzgerald. Your line is open, Derek.
Yeah, hi, everyone. Just another question on Walmex. Carol, you mentioned that Walmex, you think, has ambitions to go beyond those 2 facilities. I think Walmex has something like 40 or 50 distribution centers. I'm wondering if you can quantify that opportunity. Should Walmex sort of roll out Symbotic across their distribution network as they have plans for Walmart US? What does that opportunity look like?
Yeah, we don't want to get ahead of our customer. And again, we're excited to start with the first 2, and we want to prove that out. As we look at the overall contribution across Mexico, Central America, South America, in terms of the opportunities out there, that has never been contemplated in our TAM or our SAM. And so we think there's billions of opportunity in that space. I certainly wouldn't attribute all of that to Walmart, certainly not all of Walmex. We have not quantified what the total amount is. I think you're right to think about it in terms of they have a number of distribution centers servicing thousands of stores, and we hope that we're part of that opportunity.
Got it. That's helpful. And then, Rick, as my follow-up, just around Greenbox, I'm wondering if you could talk a bit more about the Georgia facility. I'm wondering if that facility is the point of that to be more of a profit center or a center to sort of prove as a proof of concept for the market. And then just taking a step back, the Greenbox agreement that you have with SoftBank, I think they committed to $11 billion in orders by 2029. Otherwise, they have to pay you. Is that still generally the framework of that agreement? And do you think you're tracking, well along to sort of hit that agreement? Thanks.
Yeah. So I'll answer the first question. Atlanta is one of those places where there's always opportunity to fill up a distribution center. So Atlanta was almost from day one the site that we wanted to go first. We got a good facility. It's over 1 million square feet. A lot of potential customers there. So Atlanta will be a multi-tenant facility. And in some cases, what we're having discussions with people now is some people might say, well, instead of buying a whole system, maybe I just want to run 100,000 cases a week through your system, and it's a good test pilot. So we think Atlanta will be very successful and will create a lot of growth opportunities. And some of the customers have already said, well, if we like Atlanta, where else are you going to go? So we feel good about the ability to build out multiple systems. And to your second question, nothing's changed between the relationship between SoftBank and Symbotic, the way we've done this partnership with Greenbox, and we're very excited about where we are.
Got it. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Michael Anastasiou of TD Cohen. Please go ahead, Michael.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you doing?
We're good.
Great. So, yeah, just wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the Greenbox announcement. I think initial headlines said it was about $150 million or so for a 1 million square foot facility. So how should we be thinking about that from a sizing of a Symbotic content perspective? And then just looking at the revenue and margin opportunity for Greenbox, how does that compare to pure Symbotic customer sites? Thank you.
So I'll start with that one, and then Rick, pile on top if you'd like. So the Greenbox Atlanta announcement or Georgia announcement that I believe you're referring to at $150 million, the press release that was out there, think about that as the entire warehouse and facility. So a green box site, similar to where we go in and build a system in with our other customers, has a whole lot of other infrastructure associated with it, of which Symbotic is a piece of it. So you could consider Symbotic systems similar to what our average mod size has been on our contracts that we've gotten flow right now for our Symbotic system. So it's no different. But that number that you saw that was out there includes more than just the Symbotic piece, but that's for the overall how Greenbox will operate that warehouse. In terms of Greenbox revenue and margin opportunity, and so our systems that we are selling into Greenbox are a Symbotic system, and so they're similar in revenue and gross margin like we are selling to our other customers. And so it's our portion of that, then we are a 35% JV partner in that, and some of that comes back to Symbotic.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Rob Mason of Baird. Please go ahead, Rob.
Yes, good afternoon. Carol, I wanted to just circle back to gross margin. Your expectation for the first quarter sounds, similar to the fourth quarter in that regard. But how should we be thinking, in fiscal 25, the ability to scale that from that level? Have you worked through, some of the issues that you talked about last quarter that were, pulling gross margin lower? Just where we are on that in terms of the progression.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Rob. So we've worked through several of the issues that depressed our 3Q margin to lower than historical levels. So I'd say what we've rebounded in the fourth quarter is a level we will likely see as we head into the first half of next year. What we'll continue to focus on are what are those opportunities to improve as we look at the back half of 2025 and then into 2026. We recognize we're not at the gross margin we want to be, so we're focused on what can we do to improve schedule, which we've talked about in the past. The faster we can complete, the more we can save from a cost perspective, and we're continuing to look at ways that we maximize our cost performance as we're building a system.
Very good. And then next question is just, maybe this is for Rick. I noticed during the quarter you added a new leader with the title around transformation initiatives, and I'm just, to the extent you can speak to that role, what you expect that person to bring to Symbotic.
Yeah, so we've added quite a few new leaders, but I think who you're talking about is a leader who we expect to be able to help us develop new products faster and is a champion for our R&D efforts. So not necessarily the R&D, doing the R&D work, but actually helping us focus on which R&D projects would be the most valuable to our customers.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Greg Palm of Craig-Hallum. Your questions, please, Greg.
Yeah, thanks. I wanted to follow up on the Walmex, if I could first. I think what struck me as maybe most surprising is your first international win was in Mexico, a lower cost sort of labor wage region, which I guess kind of begs the question of what does that mean for your broader TAM? And I'm thinking, broadly speaking, Asia, for instance, does this maybe increase the TAM potential in terms of opportunities of deploying Symbotic in regions maybe you thought weren't, maybe had an appetite to do so previously?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Greg. That's why we're really excited about this particular one. It does emphasize the ROI even in those lower cost geographies. And so Rick alluded to it on an earlier question. It emphasizes sites in lower cost geographies are also valuing the inventory improvement, the transportation costs, and just the overall quality of what we are able to deploy. So we do think that opens up the geography and really gives another proof point that the system provides the ROI even in a low-cost geography.
In some ways, what is so interesting and reassuring for us is, in some ways, the U.S. is the hardest market because it really has one of the best supply chains in the world. But when you get to some other markets where the supply chains really are not very sophisticated, there's lots of opportunity to take inventory out, probably in labor in terms of inefficient labor and transportation in terms of getting all the right products in the right place at the right time. So we're very excited, and we continue to learn about the opportunities that there are in these new markets.
Got it. Yeah, makes sense. And then I guess my other question on gross margin, maybe it's a two-parter. You had a restructuring charge in the quarter, I think of $775,000. Where was that? What segment was that in? And you alluded to operation services. By my math, I think that was almost like 100 basis point drag on total gross margin. So I don't know if the restructuring was in there as well. But like broadly speaking, as you look to Q1, especially in operation services, I think you said it maybe rebounds a little bit. But can you just go in a little bit more detail on exactly what happened in the quarter there?
Yeah, so the restructuring charge was actually a benefit. And so what you're seeing there is the restructuring that we did around inventory 2 quarters ago, and we had obsolete inventory. We are working to go sell some of that inventory, and we had a pickup associated with the selling of that. And so that's what that $800K roughly was sitting in the restructuring charge. It was actually a benefit. From an operations services perspective, we did have a significant drop in terms of the margin on that. What we saw this quarter is we added resources at a couple of sites where we have some large projects in deployment, and we expect that run rate going forward will improve over time. We don't expect to see that negative run rate. We had a few sites where we provided additional resources to ensure our projects were moving forward.
Okay. Thanks for that clarification.
Yep. Thanks.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Mike Lattimore of Northland Capital Markets. Your line is open, Mike.
Hi, great. Thanks very much. Yeah. In terms of cash flow from operations, how should we think about that over the course of the year? Should that, maybe as a % of EBITDA?
So we really don't have any change to our fundamentals of our working capital. Our cash inflows continue to be front-loaded. What you saw in our cash for this quarter was really focused on timing of receipts, and we expect that to rebound as we head into 2025.
Got it. Great. Thanks. And then on the basically on the EPC investments, I guess you're hiring basically project managers there. Can you just maybe tell us how many project managers you've hired, how many you expect to hire over the course of the year?
Yeah, so I won't quantify the number of people, but we have hired the resources for the first 5 to 7 sites where we're ready to go deploy. We've got program managers in place, as well as a couple of the other resources for each of those sites. And we're moving forward, taking that work on as we indicated last quarter.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Guy Hardwick of Freedom Capital Markets. Your question, please, Guy.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hi. Carol, I just wanted to understand your comments on the backlog a little bit. I think you said the backlog was stable. I assume you're talking sequentially there, even though there was over $500 million of revenue burn from the excellent quarter you had in systems revenue. So Can you kind of explain a little bit more what happened? I think you said something about contracts being revised upwards. I mean, to borrow a phrase from another industry, sounds like there's some sort of plus-ups there. Can you explain that a little bit further, please?
Yeah, so you got it. It's that simple. So last quarter we were at 22.8 from backlog, and now we're at 22.4. And you're going to see our backlog adjust as we continue to deploy systems. And so that reflects the revenue of 575 for this quarter, or 577. And then every time we sign an individual project, there are pluses and minuses, puts and takes around what our final configuration might look for that particular project. And so that's what you're seeing as the offsets to the reduction from revenue this quarter. But there were no other specific customers additive to the backlog in this quarter. So the 9 new projects that we all came from backlog.
And I just was trying to reconcile what you said about systems, into 44 systems at the end of the year, what you said about completions and starts going forward. I'm kind of struggling to. It seems like your revenue guidance is quite conservative, given what you said about where you are at the year end and where you should be in terms of potentially further completions and starts throughout the year. It certainly looks like Q1 guidance implies that you have quite a big step down in revenue per average system, whether you look at it on just the systems deployed at the end of the year, in deployment at the end of the year, or taking the average of the last 8 quarters. Is there a particular reason why that would be the case, that revenue steps down on an average system in deployment per basis?
So our 1Q guide reflects strong year-over-year growth. And what you're seeing is fourth quarter was a unique quarter in which we had the highest number of starts that we've seen, as well as the highest number of completes, and really achievement of significant milestones in this quarter. So our revenue in an individual quarter is more driven by the amount of systems that we have in deployment at a time, and just to the nature of the timing of the milestones and where they're at in their life cycle. And so as we look forward to 1Q, and we've looked at what we have out in front of us in terms of what's in deployment, that's what our guide reflects.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I would now like to turn the conference back to Charlie Anderson for closing remarks. Sir?
Yeah, thank you, and we appreciate everybody for joining our call tonight and your interest in Symbotic. And we look forward to seeing many of you during the quarter at the various investor conferences that we'll attend. Thank you and goodbye.
There we go, Symbotic earnings. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you all. There is analysis about the stock out as well. That just came out a few moments ago. That's on the homepage of the channel. If you scroll down here, you will see that we've got, where's my little button gone? There you go. I've just put Symbotic analysis saying it's a B, even though technically it was a miss, but the stock has reacted because it's become cash positive and everyone's very happy. Tesla, ready or not? I've just put a video out a few moments ago, 34 minutes. During this call, you would have not seen this. Tesla, are you ready or not? We do have a poll on it as well. This is the poll. You might like to go and take part in this poll. The question I'm asking you is this, and it all links from the video. Is it real? Tesla pump, this is real. Is it all too early? Do you trust fully autonomous drive yet? Are you ready to be driven around? Yes, I'm ready to be driven. 69%. Nope, not yet. 15%. 15% never, not happening, or undecided. There you go. Go and vote on that if you'd like to. I'll give you the community tab. It's on the homepage of our channel. Thank you, Jerry and Elba, for your lovely super chat. That was very, very kind of you. Sorry it didn't show on the screen. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But thank you very much. Indeed, I shared it manually anyway. I really do appreciate it. And I also do it like this as well. We got a great super chat from Jerry and Elba, who said thank you very much for the wishes to Elba. And of course, we do send our best wishes to Elba as well. So thank you very much for that lovely super chat. Very much appreciated. Okay, now then. we have come to the end of the show. I'm going to send everyone now to the extra channel. I'm going to get out on my shirt and tie, have a cup of tea, relax with my wife Leah, and send you all now to the extra channel. We do have a couple of videos coming out late tonight, early morning as well for you. So look out for those. Ring. There's someone at the doorbell. Is my focus not on? Yeah, do not disturb. I should have do not disturb on. Sorry about that. I don't know how I missed that. I'm going to give everyone the link now to the extra channel because tomorrow is a big day, of course. A huge day for the channel. Let me give you that. Here's the extra channel where we're live 12 hours a day for the members and everyone to view and listen to what's going on behind the scenes. There is the link. Join us there. Analysis is out as well. Let me get rid of that poll. We don't need that up there. Unpin that. This is where we're going now, behind the scenes. Look out for those videos coming out overnight. Check out your Tesla and your analysis and Tilray as well. I've just put out Tilray. Jerry says, good night, my family. Good night to you. And give all our best wishes to Elba, please. You said she's not very well, which is a great shame. We're always really sorry to hear that. Anyway, let me finish off. We've got a new member, Pace Car, O2 Pace Car. I called him O2 Pace Car because that's his name here in YouTube. He said to me, can you do Pace Car O2? And I said, no, because you are O2 Pace Car on YouTube. It's so people know who you are. So he's a heart of gold. He's one of our premium members. He's supporting the Discord server as well, which is a great help to the channel. So let me give that some love. If everybody could go and welcome him in as well. There we go. Welcome. Let me reply. There you go. Welcome to the family. It's always nice when someone comes in. Give them a great welcome. Welcome Pace Car into the stream. Would be nice. I'm sure he would appreciate that. Anyway, there you go. Going to send you now all to the extra channel. That's it from me. We're not going to do day trade of the day because I've got to get off. Got loads to do to prepare for tomorrow's big event, of course. Now, tomorrow's big event, let me just close this down and show you what I'm talking about. This is the event tomorrow. We're going inside tomorrow, deep dive with a company here, meeting the CEO, Mobix Labs, in the morning. Special event. It's members only. It's only a couple of bucks to be a member, of course, but it's members only, live trading, breaking news, world exclusive on a very small company. You cannot afford to miss it. You absolutely want to be there. To become a member by the morning, here is the link to becoming a member. There you go. It is a members only stream, and I look forward to you all joining me in the morning for that one. Okay, that's it from me. This video, this live stream will be its own video shortly. And don't forget, we've got the Black Friday sale at the moment on Seeking Alpha, Alpha Spread, all the deals. We've got our own pages, of course, over there. We've got Welcome to the Lucasades on Alpha Spread. And we've also got Seeking Alpha, Black Friday deals. Take advantage of all those free trials and all the rest of it. Brian Bynum is giving a welcome here on YouTube to Pace Car. I forgot to mention, you obviously are a member of the channel. You get extra benefits now. Not only do you see the members-only live streams, members-only chats, there are members-only videos. You can ask me to poll the audience. For a $5 super chat, I'll cover an earnings for you, like tonight. This is what we did for another member. Many perks. You can now have a free song request on Friday's show. We can celebrate your birthday live on the show. You can ask me to do analysis on a video for a $5 super chat. You can ask me from $5. You can ask me to analyze a stock. So much you get back in return. We can't thank you enough. So thank you very, very much indeed. All right, that's it from me. I'm going to get out of here. So let's send everyone over to the extra channel, and I wish you all a pleasant evening. So from all of us here on the channel, all the members, I will see you back in the morning. Look out for those premieres you've just missed, and there'll be more later on tonight and first thing in the morning. Until then, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.